Hello there. Okay, this is about to be something I ain't never done before. I mean, this is only the third episode of both podcasts, but this is be the first dual episode. When I say dual episode, I mean going on two podcasts, both the KPC My Rights and the Nerdy KP podcast. Yes, this is that kind of episode. This is a very crucial topic that we are talking about in a particular fictional community that we all know and beloved as the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. We have just received the announced actors for the Golden Trio. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So my thoughts on it. My thoughts. This might be the quickest episode might ever do. Okay, so my thoughts on this. I don't get me wrong. They are the most adorable kids. They are some beautiful kids. I've never heard of them. Of course, I'm American, so I don't know it really much on the British circuit that doesn't hit America on PBS or like stuff, stuff that goes to theaters and whatever. But there's nothing. I can't see these kids playing Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I can't do it. I can't see it. I'm sorry. I knew it would come to this because I remember we've been saying for years if they make a new Harry Potter film series or a television series or whatever, and it's like who's gonna play the kids? And it kept changing because guess what? Kids get older and year by year. Um, so they don't give the thing about the original Golden Trio is that Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grant literally were the real life Golden Trio. They didn't know each other pre-film, but they were okay. Daniel Radcliffe was just like Harry. Rupert Grant was just like Ron, and Emma Watson was just like Hermione. Like their personalities fit the characters. And I'm not saying that these new kids don't, because they might. But it just I can't see no other kids playing them. I can't. I really can't. So that's that with that. That's pretty freshly new. Now, as we've seen over the past few months, we've been getting who's gonna play Snape. First we person character. I think the first character we ever got casted was Snape. And let me tell you something. As a Black American man, I am disgusted and disturbed with this selection. Let me tell you something. Now, I don't know this dude nor his career because he's really only had one big part. I forget what the show was. I think it was an American show actually, but that's it. Every other thing he's ever played, and he's a background character. So people hating on him. I said, don't hate on them. Hate on who's casting the character because not such and such. And I said, bro, why y'all hating on him? I'm not hating on him. I'm hating on selection. Let me tell you something. You can make any character in the Harry Potter franchise black except two, and that is Harry and Snape. Harry because it's kind of obvious he has to be white, and Snape because he's a major character and it's evident. Who's okay? We don't need some Rick James. And firstly, it's a bald black man, by the way. So I'm like, how in the world he gonna play Snape? He ain't got no hair. But no, I just no. Snape got to be white. He can't be black, Latino, anyway. Like he has to be purebred white. This is coming from a black man, y'all. Y'all could have made Dumbledore black. Y'all could have made McGonagall black. Y'all could have made Hermione black. Y'all could have made Neville black. But y'all chose Snape. Now let me get to the announced teachers. Okay, Dumbledore, I gotta see this gentleman with a beard first to make my judgment. I need to see him with the beard because that's the ultimate answer. How does he look with that beard on? Okay. McGonagall, firstly, she too young to be playing McGonagall. How is She is too young to play McGonagall. Too young. Too young. They should have got if they wanted to make any character black, it should have been McGonagall. Minerva McGonagall. They should have made her black and had her played by the woman who played from Bridgerton, the woman from Bridgerton, the one that what's her name? Lady Danbury. They should have got Lady Danbury from Bridgerton to play McGonagall. Oh my goodness! Oh, let me tell you something. Let me say, woo, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome if they got her, man. That's who they should make black. Because honestly, if you read the books, to me, McGonagall, opposite of being described as a white woman, the way she acted was very much like a black woman. Oh my goodness. McGonagall and Hermione, they act like black women. Because let me tell you something, they ain't going to take none of that mess. Okay, let me tell you something. So you could have made them, and in the Cursed Child play, Hermione and Ron Hermione's daughter is black. You know what I'm saying? So that would make sense to just keep on Hermione being black. So yeah, like that was really the thing that really it didn't do well for me. Is the casting. Now I must say my favorite casting thus far is the dude who's gonna be playing Hagrid. He's short. He's way short. Because I think the original play Hagrid, he was like 6 feet, and they used fixed perception to make him taller. This dude's like 5'9", 5'10". But I think with fixed perception, they're going to have him looking just like Hagrid. You know what I'm saying? So that is literally the best casting. And I'm looking at him, I said, yes, this is the... I want to find out who the casting director is for this show. And I'm going to make sure they get fired. Because they did a horrible job. They did a horrible job, man. I am disappointed. And I never get disappointed. And I never have because I never have expectations of anything. Because you don't have expectations of anything, you can't be disappointed. But after the excellent, perfect casting for the films, you would think that they would hire virtually the same casting director. I don't know if they had all the same casting directors for all the films or different ones, but get a team of them to work on this. Because this is going to mess up my... Let me tell you something. My kids is definitely watching the OG films and reading the books. Firstly, reading the books. Let me tell you something. My wife let me. I'm going to be reading Harry Potter to my babies as infants. My baby's fresh. My baby's going to be in the room. My wife's going to be like, why are you reading Harry Potter, baby? I'm going to have the audiobook playing. They going to learn how to speak off Harry Potter. Let me tell you something. My kids going to be speaking the British accents when they start talking. Let me tell you something. I ain't playing with y'all today. And then since I'm doing this for the first time, having an episode go on both podcasts, I may do, because I barely had any time on this episode this far. So I might talk about some other subjects. So I think the one subject that, of course, as someone who writes books and has a podcast, and I've talking about my progress with the podcast, with my books and stuff, is what I'm gonna start doing. And I must admit, I just started back writing my book. Now, it is May. It's May 28th. It's literally the end of May. I plan on putting out this book in the fall. Okay, summer's about to roll in, so I don't have that much time. It's like, by this time, I thought I would be done with the first draft, have like 50,000 words, because it's going to be pretty much more novella than a full-on novel, It's my first time writing romance, so, bear with me. But I think what I should do, um, it might not get to the nerdy side, but I'm okay with the writing side. I'm not gonna say the title. I come up with a title. I'm gonna do an announcement very soon. A friend of mine is working on the cover art, and um, I'm just gonna give you a small synopsis of the story. So it's about a young man in his early 20s. So both characters in early 20s, same age. Okay, there's no difference in age. He's not older. She's not younger. She's not older. He's not younger. They're the same. They're about a few months apart. Um, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's like really in the romantic. Romance is always has he always has to be then they're a decade older than her for some reason. Like it's always like that. Like she can't find love with a dude her age. It's um but I just want to point out it's gonna be a Christian romance novel. And there's a lot of Christian romance novels, but firstly a lot of them ain't good. And a lot of them aren't that Christian. It'd be like, okay, just because you talk about God in it doesn't make it Christian. Just like secular artists make songs, talking about God and reflect, they may have a gospel sound, but they still make secular music. You know what I'm saying? So don't confuse that too. But like to really have something that will have a little cussing, it will have a woman dressing provocatively because it's kind of like a getting saved, getting back to God, sheep coming home, prodigal daughter type story. But it's going to um actually have the spirit of Christ laid in it. You're gonna get that Jesus. With me, you're gonna get Jesus. When I walk, you gonna see Jesus' footsteps right beside me. So that's just how I put it. And if you're not, and it's not like it's gonna be an overwhelming amount of stuff, but it's really gonna be like how it is with real life Christians, and I don't think we do that enough. Um, but I'm gonna give you a synopsis. So it's about okay. I'm really gonna get it out this time, but it is about the male lead whose name is Kaleem, and he is a best-selling author in his first novel. He has written the script for his first novel, and he's shopping around for studios to greenlight it. And a studio finally greenlights it, and he goes into the meeting. And in the midst of the being greenlight, he goes meeting. It turns out they already picked the main female actress. Now he came up with a script and a contract, basically saying he has to be in control of everything from the music department to everything, who's get casted, whatever, because he wants it to be his movie. He doesn't want the studio to butcher it like they always do films. And the woman they chose to be the female lead, she's in the meeting, who is in fact the female lead, Renaya, who is a child star, new reinvented pop star and supermodel, and continuing restarting her career as an actress. And she kind of needs this role to change her image in the industry. Completely unknown to Kaleem, he decides not to go forward with the studio, with the film, and chooses it to never go to screen. I can't go into more detail because we giving away the plot, but basically, forced proximity. And in the midst of that, they become close and find out that they have a connected past, per se. So that's all I can say. That's all I can say without giving away anything else. That's like literally the only thing I can really say. I really have to figure out how like to write a synopsis so I can get a blurb out to let y'all know about what's going on in the story without letting y'all know the entire storyline. But oh my goodness, it's so good. Um that what I've been wrote this far. So but I will tell you this, the dialogue is real. Let me tell you something. I can't stand when I read a book and I can guess the dialogue word for word, page by page. It's like, oh my goodness, it sounds like a Hallmark movie. It sounds like a Lifetime movie. You ain't gonna see that with none of my books. Let me tell you something. I use real dialogue. Like the characters, like there's a scene where the male lead and his male friends are talking, and it's just like a conversation with me and my friends. Like when I tell you, I took from real conversations with people I know, right? Family, friends, coworkers, and I use that. It's like, okay, yeah, let's build off this because this is what I do not want it to one my dialogue to be predictable, and I don't want it to be annoying to read because personally, when the it's and I don't want unrealistic dialogue. I don't want wishy washy dream world um dialogue. I want fulfilling dialogue. That dialogue that you can literally just take pieces of and be like, okay, I'm gonna use this quote. You know what I'm saying? Like a quote out the Great Gatsby or Harry Potter or Narnia. You know what I'm saying? So that I can tell y'all that. And I have put so much. Firstly, this is the first book I've ever outlined. Let's just point this out. This is the first thing I ever outlined. Like I literally, before even writing it, I made an outline, and it literally is everything that happens in the book. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is a thing. I've never done that before. I know that's horrible, but yeah, it was like it started from one scene. That's not even gonna make it in this book. I'm being honest. I heard a song by Forrest Frank. It's called "Is It Really Over?" That's what inspired the book. And I thought of a scene. And basically, it's like they go to like a carnival, like a little carnival fair type thing. That's not gonna happen in the book. I can tell you that part. It may happen in another book, may never happen. But I literally saw as I listened to the song, the image of it cinematically play in my mind. Yeah, it's not gonna make it in this book. The song probably will never be on any soundtrack connected to the book, or if it ever, or if this film in fact becomes a actual theatrical film. Who knows? We don't know yet. We don't know. Hopefully it does. And hopefully, just like Kaleem, I am able to get it written like into a film and like I want it to be. My vision for my film. My film. But yeah, and I can't wait to get my beta readers together and everything like that. Like I'll be honest, I already know the majority of who my beta readers are gonna be. I already know. I genuinely already know. Like it's just like you gonna get one, you gonna be a beta reader, you're gonna be a beta reader, you're gonna be a beta reader. Because man, it is man, I just genuinely just love um this story and just putting it together. And I'll be honest, I have these numerous moments when it's just like I'm writing a scene and it's like I don't know what to write. And to any writer, you know how it is. It's like you know what you want to write, but it's like how do I write it? How do I make it sound real? How do I get it accurate? How do I make it to where the person can visually see this in their minds? I want my readers to visually. Because if you're like me, if I read Harry Potter, if I read a romance, if I read Crazy Rich Asians and or Stephen King novel, let me tell you something. Between Kevin Kwan and Stephen King, you can literally visually see in your mind what they're describing in the area, the person, whatever. Like in one of Kevin Kwan's new movies, I mean, in his new book that came out, I think last year. I need to continue reading it. It's something in Wings, I think. But when I tell you, he described a real life, like luxury, like hotel with like a club in it, and as he described it in the book, is literally how I visualize it. Right? I go in Google because one thing I know about Kevin Kwan, he likes using real places and real stuff, and like he's very historical. He like stuff that's historical to Asian culture all around, right? So I look up the place, and he described the way he described it is how the place really looked. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this man is amazing. Like, read a Kevin Kwan book, and you're going to just be, you're going to be blown away. I'm telling you, please check out his Crazy Rich Asians. That book is so long. I'm on like 20, am I even 25% in? I've been reading so many books. Look, don't judge me. My to be read list is, let's just say at this point, it's about 600 books long. That's how long it is, okay? And I got an e-reader of all them books. And it's just like, I do not know when I'm going to get to this book, that book, that book, this book, this. When am I going to do it? Well, I have 5 children by then. I don't know. But I love books. I love them. I love them so much. I just love them. But yeah, like, I want whatever my pen chooses to write, I want the readers, to visualize it in your mind, to view it cinematically through your mind. That is one of my favorite things about reading, is you can see it from whatever angle you want to see it in your mind. It's amazing. So yeah, like, between the dialogue, descriptions, I just want y'all to make it feel like it's real. And as y'all know, I just gotta let y'all know, everything I write, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna break your heart. It's gonna. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's a thug with teardrops on his check 2 under his eyes. You gonna be crying too. Everybody gonna be crying when I write. I'm gonna get you right here and get you your heart. Yeah, I love stuff, because look at me. In my defense, I love stuff that is heartwarming and that kind of crushes your soul. Just make I can't watch thrillers. I can't read or watch thrillers or anything like that. But I love like emotional themed stuff, like, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, how much? And it's like, firstly, when you watch something and you read it, and it touches you emotionally like that, and okay, you know what? Perfect example. Perfect example. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Both the book and the movie. I kid you not, it hit me the exact same way. And I know I can't be the only person that had this happen. But you read the part where the oh my goodness, I can't remember, was it Keyport Key? You know, when they touched the trophy and it sent them to the graveyard and stuff, right? And Cedric was killed. In both the book and the film, right? It did not hit you then. But when Harry landed back on that field, when they landed back on that field, the band started playing. In both the book and the film, what you do, you start bawling your eyes out. You start crying because you saw him get killed. You read where it said he was killed, but it didn't hit until they were back on that field. And oh my goodness, in the movie when his dad was screaming, "My boy, oh my goodness, let me," woo, that had your boy in shambles. He was so proud. And in that proud, like, everyone was cheerful, and then it went from cheerful to tearful. And it was like, you connected with that. This is a fantasy novel. This is a fantasy film, but you connected with it. I love it when, let me stop. Ooh, this is getting long now. Look. And oh yeah. This is just out of the blue, but just know. So anyone who's been following me for a minute, they know about the book Anima Mani. The long, it's hit this year. No, this year makes 9 years since I first wrote it. Summer 2016 was when I first wrote that book with a friend of mine, Sonia Beckham, who is now a director and actress in Europe, over in Europe. Let me tell you something. Y'all gotta show her love, show her love, show her love. Please look her up. You can find her in short films and stuff like that. Um, and if you find her stuff, please watch it. She's really good. And I cannot wait to work with her one day, and hopefully, but I had a dream when I was 16, and basically Sonya was in that dream, and she was this character, this superhero character named Nimamani, and that's what came from it. And to this day, I want her to portray the character. And I asked her last year, she said, maybe. I hope so, because firstly, she deserves to have like a huge starring role. You know what I'm saying? And where and just like and I wanted to uh be respectful to her actual descendant culture, which is Cameroonian. Um and so it I there's so much about that story I want. And I started in 2016 when I was 15, we were 15. Oh yeah, fun fact about me and Sonya. Sonya is literally a whole day older than me. I was born February 8th, 2001, and she's born February 7th, 2001. So it's crazy. We're a whole day apart. So literally, I wish her happy birthday, and by the time she sees it, she's wishing me happy birthday. So it's crazy. Um, to have a friend who's literally a whole day older than you, man. But back to the telling y'all the story of how I did. So we wrote it. We sent it back and forth a couple times. I didn't ever send it back or edit it, whatever. And long story short, 2020, I reopened it and I saw how atrocious it was. And I was writing two other stories at the time. One was kind of like a military based joint. One was like a friend wrote going on a road trip joint. And I could feel in my spirit that something God wanted these stories to be put together, and when they were put together, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. I was like, okay, I need to continue on writing this, and from there became, um, yeah, I think I can share the names. Came Eli, Rose, Rosalind, aka Rose, Noah, no Jonah. His name is Jonah, and what's the other characters? Ruth and Izzy. And those characters are actually based on a real friend group of mine. Well, part of us still friends, the other ain't. But that's gonna go in the storyline, but in future installments. I ain't trying to be messy, but hey, I'm letting them. I'm just gonna let it work out. But in that, it's like alien crash down. Superpowers is given to regular old humans. Base story. Okay. And from there, I don't even know when. I don't know if it's 2021, 2022 is when it came to me. This could be a whole franchise. This can't just be one singular book. It's a whole franchise. So it went to from being 2 books, 3 books to 9 books, 8 books, maybe 7. And then as I continue wrote, it was create other worlds, different aliens, creatures, and stuff like that. So spin-offs is possible. But as of I say about summer into fall last year, it's been put on hiatus again, and I've been focusing on like my current book. Nimamani was the book of Nimamani was originally supposed to be the first book I ever released, and I don't know what book that'll be, but that was the first book I ever seriously wrote. That so and that's honestly that is what do you say, your passion story? Like it's just passion project. It was just something that it's just stuck with me, and it's like I gotta get this joint out. People keep like, why didn't you get it out? Well, firstly, I have to create characters, and then I have to give them personalities, and then I have to give them individual dialogue, and then have to create, okay, where they're from, what's their backstory, and then we got aliens, so I gotta create other worlds, and I gotta create languages, and okay, are these kings, are these diplomats, are military leaders? Okay, is this planet made of gold? Is this planet made of clouds? Is this there is a load of things. I don't think people don't understand. It is a process, and when you create a, and I didn't just make a handful of characters. I created a whole plethora of characters. So guess what? I got to get them names. I got to get them personalities. You know what I'm saying? So it's all these things that you got to put together that people don't really understand. So that's why it's not out yet. That's why I had to put it on hiatus, because at one point last year, I was like, should I change it from third person to first person? And then it's like, if I change the first person, how many characters? And this is a real good question. How many characters would you want in a first person novel? Because like with romance, it's dual person, where you have two people, the male lead, the female lead. But how would you want a 5 character lead novel where 5 individual characters, chapter by chapter, different, every few chapters, it's a different character. Like, it'll be a long book. Well, it was, because honestly, it was going to change and be like a volume 1, volume 2. Or maybe just one long book where the whole story, because the first book is, spoiler alert, it's not going to be a superhero. It's going to be a superhuman book, not a superhero book. So it's kind of like Escape from Planet Earth. If you ever seen that movie, then you understand what I mean. So it's not like they're going to be doing like full blown superhero action scenes in the first novel. That's the second novel. When that comes in. But yeah, there's a lot to do in that area. And I was writing one of the spin-off books when I thought about that, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm writing this as first person, but what if? So yeah, but as far as the current novel, it's going to be in all my books, or almost all my books. Not everyone, but I say 97% of them will be set in the same universe as Nimamani. So please understand that aliens and superheroes and all the events that happen will be talked about, and even be like, let's say they got the news playing on TV, and I may have insert like dialogue from a newscaster, and it'll be related to something with the Resistance and Nimamani crew. You know what I'm saying? So watch out for that. I don't know if this is the first of its kind, but it's certainly gonna be unique. But yeah, like, man, there's so much I have, and like my friends who write books too, they're the same. They're like, man, I got so many projects that ain't even halfway done. Like, it's just like, we need to get out. I want to get out. We need to get it out, and we'll do. And there's a lot of other books and stuff that will be biblically inclined, and will be teaching about the Bible and having godly relationship. Having a relationship with God and godly relationships. So, um, and to those who listen to the Jesus 11 KP podcast, there will be a book about equally yoked relationships actually soon. So yeah, there's a lot to look for in the book area. So I it's a lot. But yeah, I think I've talked y'all ears off enough for this episode. Okay, so please check me out. Hit me up online. Okay. For first, I gotta thank you for listening. Okay, staying this long, listen to me, because I know my voice is kind of mumbly. Uh, if you can understand, put some mumbling. I understand. I was like, oh my goodness, he mumbles. So I understand that. So thank you for listening past that. Thank you and please give me your opinions, your views on like everything I said. If you feel the same way, if you don't, and what you want me to talk about, what subjects, what things, and nerd culture and writing culture, book reading culture do you want? Do you want me to read a certain type of book? Now, there's a limit to the kind of books I read, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So don't be recommending me done in like the motivational speaker things, because I can go on and on, but I don't like that stuff. Write books, I'm very particular. It has to be romantic based. It can't just be freaky. Um, and anything related to children and young adults, I'm open to read it. Um, so yeah, nerd stuff. Let me know is there any conversation on video games or movies or anime you want me to talk about? I just got Naruto, and I'm loving it thus far. bro, y'all gonna hate me for this. I'm only on like episode 4. Like, but I love it, and it's like I've been really busy, so I haven't really had time to watch. So between recording episodes and stuff at home and stuff and work and stuff, so it's like trying to get all this stuff, and I'm gonna start streaming games more. Like I've been streaming American Truck Simulator, and I have a new steering wheel coming today. Simulator wheel coming today. I got the gear shift yesterday, and it was like, well, okay, cause I'm recording this, so the I don't know if a lot of people let you know that this is pre-recorded. By the way, this is not done the same day it released. First of all, this released like 10, 11 a.m. But yeah, it would be on Wednesday that I'm getting the wheel. So by Saturday, I should have recorded heck of videos to post on YouTube at the Nerdy KP YouTube. And speaking of that, hit me up on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. You got the Nerdy. No, I don't have a page for that on. So you got the KP SEMA Rights, which is the specific page for it. I don't post much on that, but I will be starting more. You got my pain page, KP SEMA. Um, also check me on Spotify, KP SEMA. TikTok, KP SEMA. On Instagram, Young KP SEMA. Jesus 11 KP. The Nerdy KP. KP SEMA Rights. And I have a couple more, but those are not important at the moment. But yeah, DM me, follow me, let me know what you think. I'm gonna start posting about the podcast because I know making the podcast is easy. It's posting and updating people and letting people know that stuff is coming out. That's the hard part. So I gotta get into start doing that. But yeah, thank y'all once again for listening. I hope y'all having a blessed day. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Um, but yeah, y'all please just enjoy the rest of y'all day, and I can't wait for the next episode. Love y'all so much. Appreciate everyone who's ever supported me and has been pushing me and be like, you need to get this podcast out. I really appreciate y'all so much. Hopefully y'all hear this podcast one day, but talk to you later. And I need to get back to writing. Bye bye.